Hello everybody! Thank you so much for visiting Riders United YouTube channel. This is the place where I release weekly videos related to motorcycles. I also try to record some of my personal rides. And I have over 100 videos on the channel right now, so I really hope that you will find something interesting for yourself. And in today's video, I would like to talk about the really important topic. I was changing the oil for my bike just yesterday, and I discovered that if I follow a service manual from Harley Davidson, I'm running into a little trouble because I'm not adding enough oil before I will take the bike for the test ride, before I will have the opportunity to verify the proper level of my oil. So if you are interested to learn about this a little bit more, please stick around and I will show you what I got. Here we go. So the reason I decided to record this episode, I thought that I will document my experience because this is happening to me already second time. And first of all, I have to say, like, measuring the oil level in this engine is pretty tricky. Sometimes I will get really extreme differences when I measure the oil. So I have to say this was like the first issue that I experienced. And the second issue that is more important in here is the fact that if you will follow the service manual and you will only replace the oil with the 4 quarts, sometimes you might end up taking this bike for the test ride with the oil level that is a little bit below the minimum level, which is definitely not a good thing. And another risk that comes with this different measurements for the oil is the fact that you might start adding oil just to reach the proper level, and you might end up overfilling your engine, which will cause a lot of issues with blowing the gaskets of this engine, because as we already know, those engines have a little bit more difficult time breathing. So for this reason, I thought that it will be good information to share, because I have to say I follow up with a lot of members of motorcycle forums and even some of the Harley Davidson groups on the Facebook, and it looks like I'm not alone in here, and a lot of people experience these issues with measuring the oil. And also when they were changing their oil, sometimes they will notice that adding 4 quarts was not enough, and they will end up with like 4 quarts and a half in order to reach a proper level. So let me show you what I experienced in my case, and hopefully you will be able to use some of this information when you are doing your own maintenance, and hopefully it will help you to avoid any trouble. So Harley is saying that engine oil initial fill after the oil replacement should be like 4 quarts, which is about 3.8 liters. And yeah, this is a recommendation from Harley. So they are saying after you drain the old oil, you should just add 4 quarts and you should be fine, at least to test it, and then add as necessary. As you can see, the number 1 is at quart mark, and this is maximum cold and this is maximum hot. So personally, what I do, I try to keep my oil level hot kind of like around this level, but what I notice that is the best idea to measure the oil level when the engine is cold. So sometimes I get inaccurate reading when the engine is hot, so it's the best idea to just let the bike sit overnight and maybe check the oil level before the ride, and you should be kind of in the middle in here. And yeah, that will be the proper level to have on your M8. So step number 1, remove the plug. I'm currently about like a halfway mark, so I will try to keep it the same way. So now I will place the oil pan. So here is your drain plug, so we'll have to unscrew that. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna measure how much oil came out from the engine. 4 quarts and about 10 ounces. Now you can clean your plug, and what we'll do next, we'll replace this O-ring. So for that, I'm just gonna use like this spike and gently pry this old O-ring off, and I will put the brand new one in here. What we can do right now, we can put this thing back on, tied it up, and next we'll remove the oil filter. So now we'll have to remove the oil filter that is located in here. So for this purpose I'm gonna use this filter removal wrench, extension, and also the ratchet. So unfortunately this is a little bit messy part of the process. So what I did, I took this PET bottle, I cut the bottom out of it, and yeah, I just did this big opening in here. So hopefully I will be able to catch some of this oil from the oil filter and don't create too much mess. So I will just slide it in here and just kind of bend it and gently unscrew this oil filter. Alright, just got it loose. Alright, I think it helped a little bit. Now that the filter is removed, I will just wipe this section down. Here we go. I'm gonna add some oil into the filter, and I will put some oil here on the gasket just to make sure that everything will be nicely sealed up there. So let me just put a little bit up there. Should probably do it. You can just rotate the filter just to make sure that oil will get in all those places. And yeah, let me just get some oil from the bottle in here. I'm using AMSOIL, so yeah, this is what I'm gonna add right now to the engine case, and I'm gonna start with like 4 quarts as recommended by Harley Davidson, and then I will verify the level and I will adjust it accordingly. So I took a quick spin around the neighborhood, and I would say it was probably like a half mile, maybe like 1 mile. So let's see where this dipstick is registering right now as far as how much oil I had in the engine. Look at that, nothing. It shows that I have like no oil at all. Yeah, it's basically dry. So let me show you what happened at the end in this situation. So this is my 5th quart of AMSOIL engine oil, and I started with about 28 ounces, and I was like adding the oil slowly in like 5-6 ounces increments till the moment I started noticing that the oil is even like touching the dipstick. I have to say that didn't happen probably up to here. So I was already about 22 ounces in addition to 4 quarts that I initially added to the engine for the dipstick to start even registering the oil. So I took the bike for the spin, and I would like to show you where I am right now. I have to say the bike was sitting overnight, so it had the opportunity to cool down. All this oil have the chance to drain to the bottom, and let me see. So hopefully you can see it. Maybe I will try to move it a little bit. I'm around here, so I'm not even at the half mark. That is the maximum level for the cold engine. From now on, what I will try to do, I will try to add at least 4 quarts and probably like the half of the 5th one, because this is the moment that the dipstick will start like registering even any oil in this engine. And after that I will verify if everything's fine, and I will add as needed. I ended up with like 4 quarts and 28 ounces of oil that I added after the oil change. And I took the bike for the spin. It's at the full operating temperature. You can hear the engine crackling. So I'm gonna check right now where I ended up with my oil level. and here we go. I'm kind of at the same level that I was initially, around in here, maybe slightly more, but yeah, this is exactly what I would like to be. So it took 4 quarts and 28 ounces. So make sure that you add more than 4 quarts, because yeah, that's definitely not enough. So I really hope that this was helpful episode. And as always, I would like to encourage you to place some comments under this video and share your own experience, because yeah, it looks like everybody have a little bit different experience with this M8 engine, and sometimes reading the oil can be tricky. And as always, please feel free to join my Facebook group. I have the group called the Riders United Motorcycle Group. You can also find me on TikTok and Facebook and Twitter, and recently we started the Pinterest account. So those are the social platforms that you will have the chance to directly talk to me. I will be always happy to answer any of your questions. If you guys have any suggestions or would like to share maybe some ideas for the future episode, I always welcome those. And as always, please like and subscribe. You have the subscription icon on the right corner of your screen. I always really appreciate your time with me on this channel, and I will see you on the next episode that I will be releasing next Friday. Thank you guys so much, and please help each other out on the road and have a good time. Bye bye.